Hello, everybody. Uh, so I'm gonna show y'all my background, and it's not gonna have any plushies up, and that's because I'm too tired to put them up, and we're all gonna be okay with that, alright? Wait, that's not right. Okay, there we go. The plushies are not up today, unfortunately, but that's because I was too tired to actually get them up. Be mad! Be mad! My channel! What's up, Giannis? It's RJ D-Wood Primarina. How's it going? I'm doing great, Genesis. Hope y'all are doing great. We have some new abilities to talk about. Well, new ability reveals, but also two brand new abilities in general to talk about, which is cool. Um, had a great day myself. Celebrated my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Genesis! Everyone, tell him happy birthday. Tell them happy birthday. I said, tell them happy birthday. I always thought that was the plushie's bed and never consider you sleep there. I take him down and put him back up every single time. It's actually quite a lot. It's getting to be quite a lot of effort with how many plushies I have now. That's why I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm like super tired today, just overall work stuff. Uh, and at the same time, I also have to I'm planning on editing the Star Raptor TikTok and having that up tomorrow morning because I didn't upload anything today, which is a huge fumble. Um it's because I set an alarm last night to get up and start editing and I slept through it. So unfortunately nothing went up today. Oopsie. Come back to VGC, but people on Shonen are so dang rude. They definitely can be. There might be a way to turn just chats off. I could be wrong. I know it won't let me talk. It won't let me talk in Showdown a lot because I keep swapping between my alt accounts. And it's like, nah, it feels like you're a bot. You might be a bot. Stop swapping between alt accounts. I see you. And then it bans me from talking in the chat like a lot. Want to make Mega Staraptor players mad? Mega Delphox Psyshock? That is funny. And they're not going to click close combat into a Delphox. Depends what your other mon is, but so yeah, they wouldn't boost their defense. Not a bad idea, can't lie. Question. Uh how does Delphox take a charmed brave bird? I mean, it's kind of it's kind of a leading question because there's a move to boost every one of Staraptor's stats. Like, you can boost any of it. So, I mean, as long as you play correctly in the right scenarios, you just outspeed them. That's true. That's true. I guess that gets into like very specific board state arguments. That's just not worth debating. You're right. Alrighty then. Mega Electros looks so fun. I agree. I can't lie. I queued up on the casual ladder just to get footage for my Electros TikTok. And I can't lie. It was pretty satisfying clicking Helping Hand Discharge, getting 2 kills, and getting 2 boosts. That was pretty fun. It was satisfying to watch that stat boost go up. I was like, ooh, maybe I finish this game just for the fun of it. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, let's jump into the abilities because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself already talking about them. I actually got a few of these correct. I did, in fact, get a few of these correct. So let's start with... Okay, before I change my screen, I just want to put out there, I did correctly guess that Raichu would get Electric Surge. All right? I correctly guessed that Raichu was going to get Electric Surge. Unfortunately, I guessed it was going to be Raichu Y that would get Electric Surge. Ah, damn it! Oh, I was so close. Oh, I was so close. I guess Raichu Y would get Electric Surge. What's wrong with me? Oh my god. So, Raichu Y got no guard. Raichu X in fact, did not get Levitate. It did get Electric Surge. Oh. So I did guess Levitate for Raichu X. That is what I guessed. And then I guessed... Why can I not move my camera? Give me that. There we go. And then I guessed Electric Surge for Y. Very unfortunate. I did not get either of those correct, even though I was very close. Dragalge got Regenerator. I actually thought I locked Regenerator. I was talking in the DDT. I said I thought I locked Regenerator. I wasn't sure though, because there was an equal chance that I locked Adaptability. And unfortunately I did lock Adaptability. I wasn't totally sure. I know I debated on Regenerator for a while, but I couldn't remember exactly what I locked. So first off, I think I've talked about these already, about Electric Surge and No Guard already, so I'll keep it brief. We do have confirmation that Raichu is the only terrain setter. Titan, welcome in. How's it going? And everyone was like, oh my god, Raichu's the only terrain setter. He's gonna go crazy with it. I have not heard a single person even attempt to team build with Raichu X so far. No one cares. Like, it's not an issue. Like, at all. I saw a Raichu Y use Volt Tackle before I saw Raichu X do it. I have seen a lot of people team building with Raichu Y. I haven't heard how it's doing. I assume based on how many people are doing it, that it must be doing something. I've seen a ton of Raichu on ladder. They just die to Earthquake. But yeah, I mean, I would expect that. I'm going to be running, if I'm not running a Swampert team, then I'm going to be running a Scarf Chomp team, because I know everyone's at least, whether they're good or not, like, people are trying Raichu, and that's going to be fodder for me. Like, absolute fodder. I'm excited. No Guard Raichu Y, very cool. Obviously, it has Thunder Wave, but it doesn't need that, because it's got Zap Cannon. Also irrelevant is Thunder, but it does have that. Electro Webs not missing is very cool. Focus Blast not missing, very, very cool. We've talked about it. I'm gonna keep it brief on those two. Mega Pyroar. Oh, we'll get to Mega Pyroar. Just hang on for 1 second. We'll get there. Malamar. I haven't updated some of these. Malamar did in fact get Contrary. Everyone, round of applause. I got another one right. Just like this was one I got right. Was this? I did in fact correctly guess that Malamar would keep Contrary. I know. It was a real bold guess. It was a really bold one. I really put myself out there with that one. I know, I'm a visionary. Hey, just for reference, I'm bringing us back to the fact that I correctly guessed how Lucha would get No Guard. I'm the only one in the internet that did that. Only one. Anyway. But Contrary, yeah, that was a pretty slam dunk of a guess. Malamar having Contrary, I do think is a good thing because one, that's its whole identity. Why strip it of its identity? Two, I don't know if there's an ability that would make those, that would salvage those stats. Those stats are awful. And previously, before these abilities got revealed, I would have said that, yeah, contrary Pokemon always have bad stats. That's the whole thing with them, right? Is that you would never want to give a good stat Pokemon contrary because they would get out of hand and run the metagame, assuming that it had any good ways of abusing it. I mean, even if it had no good moves of abusing it, it would still be really strong if a good stat Pokemon got contrary. But of course, we would never give it to someone who has stabbed close combat, right? Oh, we'll get there. So Malamar, that is pretty crazy that Malamar still has horrible stats to balance out the fact that it's contrary, and then they just gave Staraptor contrary. Like, that's so crazy. I guess we're talking about Staraptor, huh? So I locked Scrappy so that its normal and fighting type moves would be able to hit ghost types and it'd be immune to Intimidate. I debated for a while on Defiant, and I debated for a while on it getting a new ability that turned normal moves into fighting type moves. Because I figured, well, it literally goes from a normal to a fighting type. Why wouldn't they turn its normal moves into fighting type moves? That way it's good, like, both in and out of Mega. I thought that was a cooking idea, but I wasn't confident enough in it to lock it. So I ended up locking Scrappy. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't lock Defiant there, but whatever. Yes, Make It Rain got nerfed to 95% accurate, and now it drops special attack by 2 stages. That's crazy. Like, you could miss your target and hit the other guy that you didn't really care about that much, and then drop your special your special attack by 2 stages. That's evil. That's so evil. That's a crazy nerf. But yeah, I did get Staraptor incorrect, because I did lock Scrappy, and it got something I did not guess at all, which is contrary. Absolutely insane pull with contrary. Like, that's crazy. I know it's like running the metagame right now with close combat, to boost both of its defenses, and like Wims, Sableye, Grimmsnarl are all being paired with it. With like Fake Tears for special defense, Charm to boost its attack, Tickle to boost its attack and defense, Scary Face to boost its speed. I think someone said Swagger as an offensive thing against, or a defensive thing against Staraptor to nerf its attack and confuse it. Yeah, Ape's still Ape. Although Ape did get nerfed. Rage Fist will reset its base power when it swaps out, which is pretty cool. I think that was absolutely a nerf that needed to happen, but it is still Ape. You know, it's how it always should have been, but it did. Oh yeah, that's right. It also did lose Final Gambit. That's huge, actually. Could play with a Mega that has no weaknesses. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hang on. Slow down a little bit so that I can go over this. So Staraptor, like I said, there's so many ways that you can abuse that. And look at these stats, bro. Like, that is a good stat spread. 140 attack, 85 HP, 100 defense, 110 speed, 90. Like, that's great. That's a great stat spread. How did they distribute it again? They gave it 20 attack, 30 defense, 30 special defense, 10 speed, and 10 special attack. That's efficient, bro. That's efficient. That's so efficient. Look at that. It wasted 10 in special attack, and that's it. Everything else was so well distributed. Tickle in the Brave Bird just KOs Pokézard outright, does it? That's so crazy. And you can easily calc to outspeed, well, not easily, but like you can calc to outspeed Zard. That's, that's insane. I think Staraptor got the new toy syndrome currently. I think it's going to be good, but not meta breaking. I absolutely agree with. I absolutely think Raichu Y has that. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it's entirely new toy syndrome. I do think Staraptor is very good. I think that is a very good ability that we are going to have to respect going forward. I don't think it's meta breaking, but it is going to be used. I think we absolutely will see this as a team that is like being used, and that's good. That's great. Because right now we have like in Reg MA we had like 3 teams by the end of it, if that. Like it was really only 3 teams that you could run. So if Staraptor defines its own archetype as a team that is viable to run, I think that's a huge W. I'm so excited for that. Because we need more diversity in the team picks that are available at the moment. Raichu's, on the other hand, those guys are going to crash and burn. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I think Raichu X is actually going to end up being better, but I don't really have evidence to base that on. I just think it will. Mainly, I think like the electric seed, when that gets introduced, I think that's gonna do it. I think once the electric seed gets introduced, people are gonna find a niche for Raichu X. And I think it's a matter of time before Raichu Y stops working. That's my personal thoughts. I don't know. I mean, Raichu Y will still have a niche. Like, it's still got what it takes to have a niche, but like, I don't think it's gonna win any big tournaments at all. I don't think it'll ever win anything big. You know what, Genesis? Let's go ahead and talk about Eelektross next. Okay. So I locked Transistor. Now hear me out. It literally looks like a circuit board, okay? It has a plus and a minus. It literally looks like a circuit board. And I was convinced that Feraligatr over here was going to get Dragon's Maw. Because, I mean, look at it. It's a giant dragon's head that closes. Literally Regidrago. I was convinced it was going to get Dragon's Maw. And so if I was going to give Dragon's Maw to somebody, I had to give Transistor to somebody. And Eelektross looks like a freaking circuit board. So I was like, all right. It's going to get Transistor. It's going to get Transistor. That's what it's going to get. It did not. It did get a new ability called Elevate, as I'm sure we're all aware, which is Levitate and Beast Boost plus some. Fun fact, Levitate and flying types, Levitate and flying types are not immune to Stealth Rock, I don't believe. Or is it just flying types? Like, Zard takes a ton of damage from Stealth Rock. Okay, Levitate does typically grant that immunity to stuff. I saw some people arguing about it in the comments, so I had to look it up. Okay, so yeah, it is just Levitate and Beast Boost. What I did not have in my bingo card was that somebody was going to get Calorex's as one ability. Like, what? Better as one. Like, this is arguably better as one. This is 2 abilities in one of which gives you an offensive stat boost when you get a kill. But instead of Unnerve, you have Levitate? What? It's an S3 almost? Yeah. Like, what? Not rocks. But Elevate does give immunity from rocks? Or no? Oh, come on. Pokemon. What is happening? Elevate. Okay, this doesn't give immunity from stealth rocks. Okay. I love this song. Oh, is it all hazards? Am I missing it? It just says sticky web, toxic spikes, and spikes. It doesn't say uh stealth rock on here. So I locked transistor incorrect. I did not guess new ability, but I think this is great. I think first off, okay, you can't get rid of levitate, right? That's his whole thing. He's a mono electric type with levitate. You can't get rid of that, right? Like that is his whole shtick that he has levitate. So I'm super glad that they not only kept levitate, but gave him a signature name for it. He now has elevate. First, like that's a great name. Elevate, beautiful. I think this is best case scenario for Electros. Is it going to be great? No, probably not. Is it going to be used? Maybe a little bit. It's a fun ability. On the right team with the right support, maybe it sees some usage, but like, it's not going to be great. Maybe in singles. But that's so cool. Like, in terms of, like, if I was in a Electros fan, if I was, like, the world's biggest Electros fan, I would be jumping in the air. He has defined what it is to be a levitate Pokemon now. Like that, he took it. We all knew it that was his thing. Now it's really his thing. Nobody gets to have that niche like he does. There will never be another Pokemon that defines what it is to be a no weakness levitator like Electros does. If anyone ever like nullifies their only weakness with an ability now, they will forever say they're trying to be like Electros. This guy just does it like nobody else, right? Like, holy heck. That's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love the branding that comes with this. Taking levitate, elevate. Oh, beautiful. As for Beast Boost, I mean, they gave him a pretty big offensive buff, but they did still split his attacking stats, which is a little frustrating, especially since he really wants to be a special attacker with his move pool and typing. Like, just electric types want to be special attackers at all times. So it is unfortunate that he sunk 30 points into his 145 attack stat for nothing. 30 speed is nice. 10 special defense, I'll take it. 30 special attack, great. Really could have used that 30 attack in bulk. If you had put that 30 in defense, we would actually be looking at a pretty good mega, I think. Like, no weaknesses with that level of bulk, a good attacking stat, and what'd I say? Yeah, no weaknesses with good bulk, a good attacking stat, and really good attacking stat if he gets a kill. Not bad. Discharge Volt Switch Eel. When I was getting footage, I was running I ran Garchomp with Electros. Like you could do like Scarf Chomp with Bulldoze and have speed control that way as well. Like there's ways to use this that I'm sure people haven't figured out yet. I just don't know if its best is good enough. We'll see. I might toy around with it on ladder just for the fun of it because I don't know. I think there's something this thing can do. I haven't figured it out yet. I think this is absolutely best case scenario for it though. There's just no like you could not like Electros fans praying to the sky that he gets a good ability could not have hoped for better than this. Lunchbox, welcome in. How's it going, dude? Really think this is best possible thing that Electros could have gotten. All right, running with a Spothra. Oh, baton pass stuff. That could be cool. Can't lie. That could be fun to climb the ladder with. I did get that one wrong. So let's talk about a quick one. Let's check another one off the list. I'm giving us a moment of silence. Pausing the music. Okay, moment of silence over. What the fuck were we thinking giving this thing shell armor? What the fuck were we thinking giving this thing shell armor? This was its one chance to actually be viable. What are we talking about? Shell armor? Oh no, bro. No! No! I had battle armor, which is shell armor, right? Battle armor is just shell armor, prevents crits. Shell armor prevents crits, right? Yeah, prevents crits. Why? Why? It makes sense. Lore-wise, it makes sense. Like, that's why I had battle armor. I'm just gonna go ahead and change this to shell armor. I had shell armor on here because, yeah, lore-wise, it does make sense. What does he benefit from this, though? Like, what? It makes sense? How? I mean, like I said, lore-wise, it does make sense. From a competitive sense? No, bro. I guessed Anger Point. I guessed that it was gonna get crit. Yeah. Well, lore design is the same thing. I'm like putting those together. Like design wise, yeah, it makes sense. Like obviously it has the armor. Like that makes sense. I'm talking about like from a competitive standpoint, this ability is ass. It's so bad. Also, welcome in random. How's it going? Not all megas need to be busted. No, they don't all need to be busted, but giving it just a non-ability was inexcusable. Like, what? Like, you could have given it bulletproof. You could have given it merciless or tinted lens. Like, those would have been, like, good abilities. Again, like, I don't think anything was going to make Scolipede meta or busted. I don't think any ability was ever going to make Scolipede busted, but make it usable in a playthrough. Like, that's just not even playthrough material. That's awful. You're sacrificing speed boost? Yeah. Yeah, you're sacrificing speed boost for battle armor? Sorry, shell armor? Oh my god. At least let it keep speed boost. Like, that would have been fine. I mean, again, it wouldn't have been busted, but like I said, Scolipede was never gonna be busted. But for all the Scolipede fans out there, do them justice. That's not justice right there. And Mega Phalanx is a joy to use. Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm super hyped to use Mega Phalanx. I'm gonna be using Mega Phalanx just for the fun of it. Because I love myself some Phalanx. What a goat. Please don't give this to Glycopod. I'm afraid now. Don't say that aloud. We cannot have them give Glycopod shell armor, bro. Please. Please, we can't. We can't have it get shell armor. Like, if Scolipede, like, hit Urshifu for super effective, I'd be like, okay, maybe. It's a stretch, but maybe it sees some usage in an Urshifu metagame. First off, there'd have to be no Tornadus. Second off, Scolipede is Scolipede. I still don't think that'd be enough. Third off, Urshifu resistant. Darkfu resists no. Darkfu is neutral to bug, but what? Moistfu resists bug. I guess you have poison, but like, ugh. Why? What are we doing, bro? Oh, it's so bad. I said it was gonna be quick, and then I just kind of dogged on Scolipede for like 10 minutes. I mean, they're waiting to release Glycopod with Salamence. It must be busted, right? Yes, absolutely. And I was under the impression Golisopod was always going to be busted. Here's the thing. Well, I thought it was going to be Tough Claws. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense why they haven't introduced it yet. They just released Metagross. That's a steel type with Tough Claws. And they let him through. And they still have Golisopod banned. So it's got to be something even better than that. It's got to be something even better than Tough Claws. And I'm not just saying Tough Claws. Like, obviously, Barbaracle had Tough Claws and he got through, and I'm not so biased about that. Metagross is busted in terms of stats, but look at Golisopod. Metagross. Mega Metagross. Golisopod. Mega. 145 attack, 150 attack. That's higher. 80 HP, 75 HP. Only lower by 5. 150 defense, 175 defense. Significantly higher. 105 special attack, doesn't matter. 110 special defense, 120 special defense. This guy sacrificed 5 HP for 25 more defense and 10 more special defense than Metagross. Speed-wise, 110 speed, pretty fast. 40 speed, Trick Room Sweeper. What are we doing? What? This guy's got better stats than Metagross. But it's like what? Now, okay, here's the argument. He could get Tough Claws, and they just didn't want to release 2 Pokemon that were Steel types with similar stats with Tough Claws at the same time, especially because everyone's heard the threat of Mega Metagross, and they wanted Metagross to have his playtime before Golisopod came in and caused a 50-50 vote split between them, and neither of them get the spotlight. That could be what's happening. I honestly still think he's getting Tough Claws. I did not lock Tough Claws. I believe I locked Regenerator for him, which I regret, but I can't change it. Where is he? What? Am I blind? I have to be blind. What? Control F. There he is. Golisopod. I locked Regenerator. Oh, Tough Claws was right there. If he gets a nerf ability, I'm actually rioting. I think everyone would be rioting. Poison Master, welcome in. I thought Regenerator would be cool just because it was also an ability that activates on switch-in. And with his bulk, Regenerator could be good. I do regret not locking Tough Claws. I do think that is what he's going to get. But yeah, that's crazy that he's still banned. Tatsugiri makes sense. Tatsugiri absolutely makes sense because Tatsugiri makes sense if Dondozo's coming with him, because I understand why Dondozo isn't free yet. Nobody wants Dondozo right now, right? Yeah, nobody wants Dondozo. On the contrary, I do think Tatsugiri is getting a signature ability in its mega form. I think there's a good chance that it gets a signature ability. If Dondozo doesn't come in the same metagame as Tatsugiri, is there a chance Tatsugiri is just going to be, like, utterly broken? And if that's the case, is there a chance that, like, if Tatsugiri is utterly broken, is there a chance that Dondozo Tatsugiri becomes that much more toxic because after you deal with Dondozo, you have to deal with like a cracked Mega Tatsugiri? We're talking about like future abilities. I was talking about the other abilities, and I really should get back on topic, but we got off on a tangent when we were talking about Scolipede. I hope Tatsugiri by itself is not broken, because that would be really, really bad for the Dondozo fans. Or for the Dondozo haters. Okay. Salamence on the out still, yeah. Yeah, Salamence is still banned. I wanted Salamence. Salamence kind of countered a lot of the meta, right? A lot of the Reg MA meta. And honestly would be super good right now into Staraptor. Like really good into Staraptor. You lead Salamence, intimidate it before it megas, put it at -1, and then you just vaporize it with, like, you could run a mixed set to that Whimsicott. Like you can't just tickle it or fake tears it. You could run a mixed set so that Salamence can hit it on whatever side it's weaker on. Like, I'm just saying that, like, that'd be cool. That'd be sick. Poison point for its ability or poison touch? Yeah, I mean, that'd be more useful than shell armor. God, what are we doing, bro? Shell armor? All right, moving on. That was crazy to give him shell armor. I think I've covered all of these. Malamar, I covered. These have all already been released or haven't been released yet in Zygarde's case. Scolipede just covered. All right, Scrafty time. I'm happy. I'm happy. Everybody here knows I'm a huge Scrafty fan, right? Is Scrafty gonna be good right now? Nah. Not with Staraptor. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, you intimidate it before it mega evolves, but like your second intimidate isn't going off till after it mega evolves. No way. It's too fast. But like even like quad weakness of fairy is pretty crippling. Yeah, taking away party shot was diabolical. Ouch. I just posted a TikTok and I mentioned parting shot and got pitchforks for it. I'm getting mogged online because I mentioned parting shot in my TikTok, and unfortunately 80% of my comments decided they wanted to be the one to correct me. Engagement's engagement, but I don't want to be known as a LARPer. But yeah, that's unfortunate that he lost parting shot. His 4x weakness to fairy is crippling, and the anti-intimidate meta right now with Contrary Malamar exists, I guess. But Defiant Phalanx, Contrary Staraptor, Whiteherb Sneasel / Whiteherb anybody at this point. Defiant Kingambit, Competitive Milotic, yada 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 yada. The anti-intimidate metagame right now is harsh and unforgiving, and Scrafty is but another victim of it. I do not think it will be good right now. However, in a metagame with a few less of these counters, oh, absolutely. This guy could be cracked. This guy single-handedly would force everybody. Yeah, you're right. I did forget to mention Defiant Annihilate. That nobody's denying that double intimidate, that is a good ability. Like, that is a super strong ability. It's just in this specific metagame, I don't think it will be good. But that is super strong. It is super on brand. Me as a Scrafty fan, even though I know he's not going to be that good in this metagame, I am super duper satisfied, right? Like, as a Scrafty fan, that is justice. Like, that is how you do justice right there. Like Scolipede, that's not justice. Both of these megas probably aren't going to see a lot of usage. Scrafty will see some usage. People are going to try it for sure. But like, people are gonna, like, it's not gonna see a ton of usage, but that's still justice. That's all I really have to say. I'm super duper duper happy with how they've done Scrafty. I am absolutely satisfied. Literally, like, it's the I am full. Thanks. That's me. I am absolutely stoked with his stat distribution, with his design, his shiny colors, his ability, and his existence. I am full. I don't need him to be meta dominant for me to be, like, satisfied. That is everything I needed. Thank you, Game Freak. Fucking bugs, right? Yikes. Sorry, struggle. I'm sorry, dude. It's rough out there being a bug lover, I bet. Yeah, Scolipede, man. Not even on the board. Well, I did have battle armor, which is shell armor. I just didn't think they'd call it shell armor. That's unfortunate. Merciless? That would have been cool. Again, no ability was gonna make Scolipede good or like meta. But they could have tried, right? Like they could have at least done it justice. Merciless would have done it justice. That would have been on brand. It would have been sick as hell. Would have been sick as hell, bro. To give it Merciless. Oh, what aura would come with having that as your ability. Absolutely cool. I don't know why I was so critical hit obsessed with shell armor preventing it, anger point benefiting off of it, and Merciless giving it out. I don't know why I was so critical hit obsessed with Scolipede, but apparently so was Game Freak, so set up a type tournament in Champions. I'm not convinced. What took me to my Twitch drops? Nah, let's get out of that. I'm not convinced there's enough. There might be. I'll have to look into it a little bit. All right. Yeah, I talked about Scrafty. The metagame doesn't love it, but what did I lock? I locked Shed Skin. Okay, Intimidate was right there. It was literally right there. Intimidate was right there. And I didn't lock it. Because I didn't think they had the balls to do it, to be fair. I thought about it, and I thought it'd be on brand. It'd be super cool. It'd give them a niche. And I didn't lock it because I was like, there's no way they have the balls to do it. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'll take that on the chin. I was wrong. I did lock Shed Skin, not necessarily because I thought he was gonna get Shed Skin, but because he had so many possibilities for an ability. None of them like felt like super, like I wasn't super confident in any of them. So I just kind of locked one. I decided Shed Skin because that was what because I wasn't confident in Intimidate, and I wanted to go for one that I knew he had in his base form. And that was the one that I decided over Moxie. It would do a monotype event. I saw your monotype event popped off. Front page of Twitch and everything. Raid Train? Congrats. I hope the growth was huge from that. Alright, we still got a few to talk about. Pyroar. We had like 1,300 in there. That's crazy. That's motion right there. That's motion. Alright, I'll tell you what. Pyroar got a new signature ability. I did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. I locked Intimidate and I was confident in it. It was like one of the most confident I've been in an ability. I was super confident it was getting Intimidate. I'm shocked to hear it not only didn't get Intimidate, but it got a new ability. So, okay. I'll give it to them. They tried. They actually tried. Turn the music down a little bit. I overpredicted Intimidate. Yeah, I didn't do it on Scrafty, and then I did it on Pyroar and got both wrong. Oops. Yeah, they at least tried with Pyroar, which is more than I can say about every other facet of Pyroar. Pyrort. Wait, Pyrort is a word? What? Pyro art. Wait, oh. Like Pyrort? What? Like, oh, let's just pull it up here. Bro, first off, look at its design. Okay, I get that it's the kanji for like blaze instead of flame or something. I forget. I get that it's like following the trend that it was one kanji for one word for fire, and now it's kanji for another word for fire, or katakana. I get it. The design is goofy. All right, it's pretty goofy, and they didn't even try with the to give the female a different one. That's a lack of effort. All right, its stat distribution in its mega, holy lack of effort. They just threw 20 and everything and called it a day. Dude, Pyroar sucks. Pyroar sucks. Yeah, bad wing, bad ability next. Pyroar sucks as it is. They gave it a mega. That was their chance to redeem it, and they destroyed it with its potential to actually do something. 20 and everything is awful. It did not need to sink 20 in attack. You could have given it 20 more special attack, and that wouldn't have changed pretty much anything until you hear its new ability. Its new ability actually tried. Pyroar just won a 300-person Limitless tour? What? Okay, hear me out. So its ability is the first time they've actually tried. It is a good ability. Ninetales and Torkoal. That's crazy to me. 126 speed, very good speed, okay? That outspeeds a lot at the moment. Like, a lot. It doesn't outspeed the 130s in Delphox, but it outspeeds pretty much everything else in the metagame. Including Sneasler before pre-Unburden. Like, that's a very fast Pokemon. Unfortunately, it is all Pyroar. I have a hard time seeing what Pyroar does over Delphox. Like, its damage output is higher because of its new ability, Fire Main, which I haven't said so far. Fire Main. It got Fire Main 50% boost to fire moves. That is a damn good ability. That's a good ability. They tried. I don't think it's enough. Like my level 5 Pidgey. Like, yeah, okay. Pyroar won a 300-person tower. I'm not convinced. I will say that Pyroar's LARPing is a good mega until I see consistent results with it. Like, that damage output's pretty crazy, and it's got a good speed tier. It's, dare I say, Pyroar is usable. Will it be good? I don't think so. I'm not convinced that it will be good. But it's usable. It genuinely has damage output and speed. Which, like, the speed was, like, the only thing that came out of its mega. Like, that was it. It was, like, all the other stats are barely usable, I think. I mean, it has, like, some bulk. 86 HP, 92 defense, 86 special. Actually, it's got decent bulk. Not bad. But 129 special attack is, like, pretty good. Not worth your mega, though. Not worth your mega. It's pretty good for, like, a normal Pokemon. Like, a lot of Pokemon have higher special attack than that. It'd be solid for a non-mega Pokemon. But megas need more than that. They fixed that with its ability, Fire Main. 50% boost to fire moves. Oh, yeah. That's good. But you do have to run Pyroar. And I'm not totally convinced. What does Pyroar even get in base? Oh, Unnerve? Hold up. Unnerve base form. Not bad right now. Not bad at all right now. A lot of people are running Akaberry. That's like one of the #1 type berries that people are running is Akaberry, and you can't use that. Can you calc a Pyroar to kill a Sinistcha in base form? Like, one-shot it. Because you'd go through Akaberry. My gut tells me no. 109 special attack? Am I going down a rabbit hole? Yes, I am going down a rabbit hole. Pyroar. Be Mega Pyroar, Sinistcha. Yeah, Citrus TR. Throw an Akka on there. Oh wait, no, not Mega Pyroar. I want regular Pyroar. Unnerve. It'd have to be like Flamethrower, right? I guess I shouldn't give it an Akka Berry, right? Because the whole point is I'm not doing Akka. Okay. Throw it in the bin, pack it up. We're done. We're done here. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm not convinced. It does something. It does something. Okay, that is more than we've ever said or hoped for Pyroar. Okay, excuse me. Second time I've done this joke. Pyroar and Torkoal for new couple of the year. Yeah, dang. An unexpected one at that. 100% boost with Sun. Yeah, we're reaching water bubble levels with that. Have to use overheat. Ah, crap. I didn't calc for overheat. That's... I don't... Yeah. I don't think... crap. Now I gotta pull it up. Does overheat kill? Pyroar. Now I gotta see. Overheat. Also, I didn't do nature on him. Wait, actually, I think it does kill. If we do modest, although you're probably not doing modest with him. With his speed tier, you probably want timid. Okay, and it's a roll. A good roll, but a roll. And that's, you have to commit modest to that. The calc is there, okay? The calc is there. Did you calc Flamethrower with Sun? No. I was just doing this raw just to see. Like, I mean, obviously, if you put Sun here, I mean, you probably could go through Akka. You probably go through Akka Berry, right? You probably just kill that thing with, like, raw through Akka Berry, but, like, I'm just calculating just to see, like, proof of concept. Could you just one shot raw through it, like, if you kept base form to go through the Akka Berry without it reducing anything? Honestly, Mega Pidgeotto is pretty... You mean Pidgeot? Is pretty good. I am wholly unconvinced that Pidgeot is good. We support your special interests. I'm just trying to justify this guy, alright? Like I said, this guy actually does something which not even the strongest Pyroar defenders were even hoping for that. Looking at this stat, like, even after the stat distribution came out, not even the strongest Pyroar defender, it was even having a glimmer of a dream at night that this thing would be usable. Like, much as meta, I don't think they even thought that it would be usable. I do think this thing is usable. Like, it is genuinely has a somewhat niche. You can do something, you just have to work hard for it. I guess we'll move on. Like, that, there you go. Pyroar can be used. Congratulations, Game Freak, you did something. So, good ability overall. Dragalge got Regenerator. I did debate locking Regenerator. I did not lock Regenerator. I did lock Adaptability because I didn't think that they were going to take away his damage boost, which is pretty crazy that they did. I do think this thing's going to be cracked in singles. Someone asked why would they give it Regenerator? Look at its stats, bro. Okay, 65 HP, that's low. Okay, that is low. 105 defense? That's a high defense stat. 163 special defense? What? Bro, that guy can tank a psychic from like a Delphox, probably. I don't know. I could be making that up. But like, that's bulk. That's so bulky. 163 special defense is off the charts, bro. That is crazy. 44 speed means it's good in Trick Room. That's why Regenerate is there, is because it, like, that thing can absolutely wall Pokemon. Absolutely wall Pokemon. Without a doubt in my mind, there are Pokemon that this thing just completely negates. I mean, I can do this in my head, but just for a visual representation of its resistances. Look at that type chart. Look at that type chart. It's four weaknesses, but it's resisting fire, water, electric, fighting, poison, bug, and quad resist grass with those defensive stats and Regenerator? Oh, hey, what's up, John C? Testing it right now alongside Malamar. Hell yeah. Look, I haven't heard, I think one guy I heard was even like testing it and they threw the team in the bin in like an hour. I am not convinced this thing's bad. I'm not convinced this thing's bad. At the very least, Singles has found their new monster. Singles is gonna hate this guy. They're gonna absolutely hate this guy. Yeah, you're right. It is not weak to fairy. It is a dragon type that's not weak to fairy. Singles is going to hate this guy. Also, this album has looped. Oopsie. I'm using it with Venoshock. Ooh. And so how are you poisoning them? What's your who's your poisoner? Glim, figured. Oh, yeah, I like that. I can get behind that. I can get behind that, absolutely. Honestly, what do we think about like Dual Mega Staraptor and Dragalge? Oko to Floette? Oh, hell yeah. What do we think about like Dual Mega Staraptor, Dragalge? Like you lead. It's like a berry on Whimsicott, or just anything but Sash. Sash, Glamora. It could be like Fairy Feather, Whimsicott if you need. And then Dragalge in the back. You could lead Whims Glim, or you could lead Whims Staraptor. And that could be one mode is Whims Staraptor, where you do the contrary, like Fake Tears or Tickle or Charm side target. Just pick one of those moves. And then your other mode is Whims Glimora, and then you hide Dragalge in the back. Honestly, you don't even need to Mega Dragalge. You could still you could bring Whims Glim. No, you could bring like Whims. No, that wouldn't work. But you don't. My point is, you don't have to Mega Dragalge because it does have adaptability. So if you're okay with like the defensively these base stats, it's actually going to do more damage. So like you don't actually have to Mega it. It's good without its Mega Stone too. So, yeah, exactly. You're gonna do more damage in base form. So like you can like that. I'll tell you what, a Mega that doesn't need to Mega is a good resource to have, especially on a dual Mega team. I think there's something here. Okay, there's absolutely something here. I have not heard anyone figure it out. Someone will. Someone will figure it out. And I'm just waiting for it. And for the record, the whole Staraptor thing, that can beat out like the King Gambits and stuff that you can't poison. Maybe throw another fighting type on there just in case, but like you get my point. What coverage moves does Dragalge get? It gets Haze, which actually could be goated against the Staraptor meta. Okay, it gets water moves. Does it get anything good? Thunderbolt. Okay, Thunderbolt's there. Focus Blast, no. It gets Draco Meteor. Why has it got electric moves? Scald? Wait? Okay, Scald is cool. I didn't know it got that. It does get Toxic, which I think might be warranted here. Not gonna lie. Honestly, into some teams, just leading Dragalge might be cool. Because, like, Regenerator's obviously pretty good off like when you have somebody to swap into in the back. So maybe keep Dragalge. Like that's an option. You can lead Dragalge, absolutely. You could tech Mortal Spin onto Glimmora. Like if you don't think speed is too big of a problem, you could lead Mortal Spin, Glim, and Dragalge, and just Mortal Spin Vent. I don't know. I think I'm getting a little lost in the sauce with that one. Need to see if you're taking Lorb, Stomping Chomp. Yeah, that's probably a good calc to know. My guess is no, but who knows? Like 65 HP is low. 10, what is it? 105 defense is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good defense, but 65 is low. My guess is you're not thinking that. Glim also Oko's Staraptor. How? It does? Isn't rock neutral on it? Because it's fighting type, right? Does it still Oko it? So I thought about Scizor on my dual mega team with Heracross. That's how I felt about Scizor on my dual mega team with Heracross. Yeah. Having a mega that doesn't need to mega is very solid. Very, very solid. I Oko'd one. That's very good. Yeah, that's a absolutely good thing. What is Staraptor's stats again? Only 85 HP, 90 special defense. Yeah, you might be able to one. Yeah, you probably can. I Huh. That is a very useful calc. I like it. Hey, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This is a thing. This is absolutely a thing that we can do. This is a team that we can build. The Dragalge, Draco, Sludge Bomb, Venoshock. Oh, I'm covering the star of the show, aren't I? Malamar. Charm, Florges. Symbiosis with Citrus Berries, cool. Wait. Is that for the fur giraffe? Interesting. Incense, the glue that holds it all together. If you have a rental code for this in Champions, send it to me. I would love to try it out. It sounds fun. Just because I'm convinced Dragalge can do stuff. I'm convinced its potential is there. It has to be. It has to be there. Okay, cool. But I did get that one wrong. I actually thought for a while that I got it right. That I had locked Regenerator, but I know that I debated between adaptability and Regenerator for a while. So when I checked in it, I had ended up locking adaptability. Let's go into Barbarical. I did lock Tough Claws. Woohoo! We got another one, guys. We did it. We got another one. Oh, beautiful. We locked the Tough Claws. It kept Tough Claws. Perfect. We love to see it. I still haven't updated some of these. You kept Infiltrator. You got Intimidate. Okay. I do think that was the right decision. I do think keeping Tough Claws was the right decision. I don't know. Sniper might have been fun. I doubt it, but like maybe. Just because it has a lot of critting moves. Like it has like Stone Edge can crit. What is it? Razor Shell can crit for the water stab, even though it loses its water typing, but then it has like Cross Chop that has crit potential for the fighting stab. So Sniper wasn't bad, Defiant, I think, would have been really good on him because his offensive typing's actually kind of crazy. Rock fighting is actually like kind of nuts offensively. But regardless, Tough Claws is obviously a very good ability. A very, very good ability. I do think that is one of the I think that is a great ability for him to have. What's our prediction record? Not high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far that I've gotten correct. Wow. I've gotten 6 correct. There's still a decent number left, and I know, and I'm about to go another one that I got correct. Because I did get Phalanx right, I believe. Where is he? He's up here, isn't he? Can I not read? Where did he go? Am I missing a row somewhere? I am missing a row. Where's the other starters? I don't know what that was about. Oh, I had to scroll. I'm stupid. There he is. There he is. Okay. You did get Defiant. Did I get any? No, I don't think I missed any that I got correct. Okay. So I locked Defiant for him. So Tough Claws, I think, is very good. He is a very, like, his offensive typing's super good, Barbarical. Is he gonna be good? Probably, almost certainly, absolutely not. He's got good stats. And he has access to shell armor. Or not shell armor. God. Can you imagine? Oh, he has access to shell smash. Oh, ads. Didn't notice. See y'all in one more minute. Have you gotten any of the MB ones yet? Yeah, I got Barbarical correct, Phalanx correct, Malamar correct. I think that's it. I was so close with Raichu because I guess Raichu Y would get Electric Surge, and I was so close with Dragalge. I was debating on Regenerator for a while, but didn't end up locking it. I locked Shadow Tag for Darkrai? I thought I locked a new ability. Either way, I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he's getting Dark Aura now. But I was pretty sure I locked a new ability. Why'd I lock Shadow Tag? That's weird. What? Sorry, I'm waiting for ads to finish up. Yeah, so Barbarical definitely deserved to keep Tough Claws. I think it would have been, I think if he had lost Tough Claws, people would have been complaining like they do with Dragalge that he's not doing as much damage. Like, I've heard that complaint a lot from Dragalge. I've heard it a lot with Gallade now that he has sharpness in base form, is that if you lose damage upon Mega Evolving, a lot of people are just going to be turned off from you. They're just not going to even look at you. So him keeping Tough Claws was probably pretty good. I think that's a pretty good deal. Dragalge unfortunately doesn't, but I do think Regenerator can be used. Phalanx. All right, Phalanx. Phalanx. So I said before I knew about the whole White Herb Sneasler meta, and now about Contrary Staraptor and stuff being here, I said Phalanx, if it keeps Defiant, would be super duper good because it got Fake Out in in Legends ZA. And it's faster than Incineroar, so it'd be a faster fake out user than Incineroar that has fighting type stab with Defiant. We have a lot of options that replace Phalanx now. Like Contrary Staraptor is really good. Sneasler is a fighting type with fake out that's faster than Incineroar that doesn't care about Intimidate through White Herb and gets Unburdened off that. Annihilape is a Defiant Pokemon with fighting typing, doesn't have fake out but is immune to it. You see where I'm going with this. Phalanx's niche is no longer so much of a niche for him. But I agree with Poison Master. Absolutely is a silly set of guys, and I do love him. He does get no retreat, which obviously none of the other ones get. Staraptor does have the contrary shenanigans going on, so like he doesn't really need no retreat because it can kind of boost its stats selectively and more abruptly in specific stats. Did he not get to keep fake out? You're joking. You're joking. No, they didn't take fake out from him. Was the Legends the A team just lying? Like they gave so many moves out and then took all of them away. What? Arena trap would make sense. Oh, because he's a gladiator in an arena? That'd be so funny. And holy crap, would that suck with him having no retreat? Like, it would suck for the opponent. You're trapped in here with me? That'd actually be so cool if he got arena trap. I would love that. I was so confident that he was going to get Defiant that I didn't even consider other options. Battle Armor's only on here because that's his other ability in base form. I didn't even consider other options. I was just like, he's going to keep Defiant, right? And I was right. He did, in fact, keep Defiant. I do think that is absolutely the best possible decision for him. I actually would have been upset if he got anything else. I honestly would have been very upset. Moxie would make sense. I could see that, yeah. But yeah, no, I actually would have been upset if he had gotten anything other than Defiant personally. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that does him justice. Talked about Barbaracle, talked about Phalanx, talked about Staraptor. That's everybody. One mention to Golisopod, Tatsugiri, and Baxcalibur. So, like I said, if Dondozo is being considered, it makes sense why Tatsugiri's not in the metagame yet, because, I mean, I don't want him in the metagame yet. Golisopod's got to get something cracked. It's got to get something cracked. Because he's still banned. My theory is it's Tough Claws, and they just didn't want to, because that is cracked, and they just didn't want to introduce him at the same time as Metagross. That would make sense. Baxcalibur? I mean, I get he's a pseudo legendary, but we had T-Tar and Dragonite and Garchomp in Reg MA. And they just introduced Metagross, who's arguably one of the strongest pseudo megas in existence. So I'm not totally sure why he's still banned. Salamence is still banned. Yes. Also a pseudo legendary. Good point. I'm not convinced he's banned just for his stat distribution. I think he's getting something broken. Which honestly, I can't believe I didn't write this in here. Skill Link. I think Skill Link would be a super good ability for him. Yeah, I have it written there. Skill Link would be super cool for him, so that because obviously when holding the Mega Stone, he can't hold the loaded dice. But this would give him full marks on Icicle Spear and Scale Shot, which that Scale Shot would also be his speed control. And boy oh boy, would that be useful for him to have. Okay, do you get like Rock Blast? No. Okay, so I think that's it that he'd be using that on. But that's pretty good. Having Icicle Spear and Scale Shot with Skill Link would be super solid. Especially with Thermal Exchange in base form. Like, you can do stuff with that. Like, having Thermal Exchange in base form is good. Like, that could dodge a Wisp, a cheeky Wisp. Or you could swap it on a fire move and get the boost. Like, not bad, right? Metagross and Barbaracle, if Gliscod gets Tough Claws, that would have been 3 in one go. Oh, and don't count your chickens before they hatch, D-Wood. I still have Zeraora locked to get Tough Claws too. And hey, a lot of people thought Skarmory was gonna get it. So I keep your eye on Baxcalibur. That's pretty crazy that he's still banned. Goliathopod, I think it's gonna be busted. That makes sense why he's still banned. Tatsugiri invokes the name of Dondozo, Maharaga style. That makes sense why he's still banned. Yes, Baxcalibur is a pseudo-legendary. I'm not convinced that's the only reason. Keep your eye on him. Legendaries, mythicals, makes sense why they're still banned. Magearna, Heatran, Darkrai, Zygarde, makes sense. Zeraora. The Zegas, that makes sense. They're gonna be broken in their own tier. Like, they're gonna be broken in their own way. I totally understand why they're still banned as well. I am a little concerned that the next regulation is just gonna be Gliscod, Tatsugiri, and Baxcalibur. I'm a little concerned that it's just gonna be those three. Although I'm sure they'll put some more filler mods in there as well. Like and some other good Pokemon in there as well, of course. But non-legendaries. And then we'll get a regulation where, and then I'm concerned that we're gonna get a regulation that's just the Zegas. Whether they have other Pokemon come in alongside them or not, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's sounding like we're gonna get 2 regulations in a row where the only new megas we receive are like 3. Like, we're only gonna receive like 3 new megas each. I don't know how that's gonna go down, but we'll see. It's possible we get one regulation that's all 3 of the Zegas and all 3 of these guys. Tatsugiri, Gliscod, and Baxcalibur. That's possible. I wouldn't be shocked to see that, because then we have 6 at the same time. I just meant for the introduction, this reg. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Imagine Intrepid Sword for Baxcalibur. Whoa, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I feel like you would have to have someone have Intrepid Shield, though. If you're gonna do that, right? I don't think that's gonna happen. But that'd be insane. Can't lie. What moves are boosted by sharpness? Is there an ice move? Because I know, I get it. People, no, there isn't. Okay, so because people were saying sharpness, I was never on that train. I refused to even write it down, but I was gonna look and see. Because I mean, I guess Glaive Rush could become a sharpness boosted move. I highly doubt it, but there's also no ice move. There's no way it's getting sharpness. Absolutely no way. All right, I think that's enough yapping. If Intrepid Sword wasn't nerfed to hell. Well, Intrepid Sword didn't get nerfed, did it? It was the Pokemon got nerfed, Zacian. Oh, wait, no, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I'm stupid. Intrepid Sword did get nerfed. It can't activate multiple times in one game. I'm stupid. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah. All right. I think that's probably about it for me. I think I've been yapping for a bit, for a hot minute. But that's my overall thoughts on all the abilities. I wish I could have kept a secret and reacted to it live on stream, but that was just, oh boy, that was impossible. I hate that these things break at like 2 p.m., bro, or 2 a.m. That's so unfortunate. That's so annoying. But oh well. Thanks for coming. Let's see who we want to raid into. Let's raid into Talon. Why not? I didn't feel like going live on TikTok today because it was just gonna be a quick stream. Like, it actually went for a lot longer than I thought. I thought I was gonna be live for like 45 minutes to an hour. We were live for an hour and a half. Look at that. 9 megas. I lasted an hour and a half yapping about it, and I easily could have gone longer, but I'm tired. I got stuff I gotta do, so I should probably log off. But thanks y'all for coming by. I'll see y'all next time.